Because you can't move on forgiving without having a conversation about it. I don't believe you can never move on with a person, anybody, without having a conversation with them about how you feel.
Right.
Like, you have to validate your feelings to them.
Right.
And if they accept it, and if they don't, then they don't. Right. I mean, you at least you reached out and did that.
Right.
But it's how, if they reciprocated like how you wanted, then that's cool, be around it. But at least they showed you when you was real with them.
Right.
So.
Yeah. Hey y'all, welcome to Our Self-Love Story, the audio diary podcast. I'm your host, Brandy Hess, and today we are taking another step to falling deeper in self-love. Today we have another very special guest. My long lost cousin,
Hey,
Diamond J Love.
Hey,
And today we are talking about forgiveness and rekindling old relationships. That's like very relevant to us. And so we're just going to talk about that. And for me, like, forgiveness is a huge part of my self-love journey because it is something that I have struggled with. And so for me to be like at a point where I am like more willing and like able to forgive people is like a big step for me and something that like I have been trying to work on. Okay, yeah, that's good. So before we get into and before we get to talking about like forgiveness and all of that stuff, let's just, bring it back to self-love in general. So Diamond, are you on a self-love journey?
I'm on a heck of a self-love journey. I just had a baby 3 months ago.
Oh, so, and she is so cute. Oh my gosh.
So I'm just trying to get back to loving myself, figuring me out while having a kid, and I also lost my child. So I'm just trying to get back to myself before I had children and find out my purpose and what I want to do in my life. So, big self-love journeys.
Right. Okay, that's good. As you talk about passions and like finding your passion, I can definitely relate to that as well because I'm trying to find my passion when it comes to like my career. Like I talked about this in another episode. I have a job. I have a pretty good job, especially like for my age. And being like a recent college graduate, I have a pretty good job, and I'm really like thankful for my job and that I have this opportunity. But I also know that my passion is like somewhere else.
Right.
Like I'm more of like I like being creative. I like making stuff and showing people and being like, look what I did, look what I made.
Right.
And for me, that brings me like a lot of like satisfaction. Like when I do stuff like that, I feel like happy and I feel like. Yeah, like I feel good to show people something that I made and they be like, oh yeah, like that look good. Or even if they don't, just knowing like
I did that.
Yeah. Like I like that feeling. And so like for me, like this podcast is a creative outlet for me. Also like graphic design. I like graphic design. I like interior design. I like fashion. Like just different ways of being creative in general are things that I like and that I want to get into, whether it's through my podcast or YouTube or whatever. And so I'm trying to, get more into doing those type of things and having my career be something that I'm passionate about.
Right.
So like for example, like musicians are like they have a career, but it's like a part of their life. And right now I feel like I'm at a point where like my career is here, like all the way over here, and my passion in my life is all the way over here.
Right.
Where I want them to like, be intertwined.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so where it's like I'm living my life and I'm doing something that I'm passionate about, but I'm also able to make a living off of this and, make money and survive.
Right.
Yeah. To survive off of this. And I'm like, it makes me happy. It's not something that I'm like forcing myself to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it's easier and it's funner to do stuff that you like to do.
Man, I think as a career, we set our like standards off of what we think society says we need to do. Like, so many people trying to be nurses. Like, do you really want to be a nurse or you just want the money? Like, are you really going to take care of my grandma when she go in the hospital?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I learned that I don't want to be no nurse. I always thought I wanted to.
Are you gonna wipe her whole ass when she boo-boo?
Exactly. You for real.
No.
That's a serious job. Right. But people want to go there just for the money. That's not something that they love to do.
Right, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know who would like wiping butt, but I'm saying it's people that genuinely want to help people,
Right,
and it's
yeah,
not for the
true.
money. It's
Right.
something that they're passionate about doing.
Yeah, like teachers. There's a lot of teachers
like you
and
have to
stuff
be
like
passionate about what you're doing. You can't just do it because it's making me a lot of money. But are you happy?
that. Right.
Are you really gonna take care of the job to the your full ability?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not about to do that something that I know I'm not gonna be happy with. Like
Right.
I would never apply for a job that I know that I'm not gonna be happy with. I don't want to wake up doing something that I don't want to do.
And you know what's a good test to that? Okay, when I was watching the news, you know when this Ukraine war started or whatever, and they started talking about inflation.
Mm-hmm.
And I took a class before, and they talked about how inflation made money worth basically nothing.
Exactly.
I don't know if that's gonna happen now or whatever, but if you just think about what if this job couldn't make me money,
Exactly.
would I still do it? If your answer is no,
Then why
then
you doing it?
it's like that's not really your passion.
Because money really don't mean nothing. You can easily make some money. You can make money doing anything.
Yeah, you can do
Literally,
that.
you can make money doing anything. For real. But are you happy?
Right,
It's about happiness. Like, life is too short not to be happy.
right.
Anybody, you die tomorrow, somebody else can get that job real quick.
Exactly.
No, they don't care that you just died. That you just put 20 years,
They gonna be
20
like,
years. Oh, put
R.I.P.
up. Exactly.
We
We're going to
holding
stand
interviews.
ovation for her because she worked here for 30 years. That's 30 seconds. Then tomorrow they're going to forget about you.
They're gonna say RIP and they're gonna open up a job application.
Okay? They had it skip tomorrow. They did that when they found out you died. They had the application up for your job. They need somebody to replace you. You gone.
Exactly.
Right? So, that don't mean
But
nothing.
I will say, for a long time, like I was very much like anti-job, anti-corporations, anti-career.
Mm.
But at the same time, I do feel like careers and like good companies can bring a lot of good.
Yeah, of course.
So I'm not gonna just totally be like I hate jobs,
Yeah,
I hate
no.
working. Because at one point I did feel like that.
Yeah.
But I have realized from working that like some companies are like good to their employees, and you can get
It's
a lot
about-
of. You can get a lot from your job. Like you
Mhm.
can get benefits. Some jobs you might have the opportunity to travel. Being in your job might even teach you things about just help you as a person in general. Like for me, I'm in a management role, so I have learned things about management, dealing with people, you know, setting goals, standing on your words, things like that I can take into, you know, my real life.
Every
If
day.
I want to open up a business for
Exactly.
myself and I want to treat my employees the way my employer treated me, because
Exactly.
the company that I work for, they do.
You like working for them.
Yeah, they do try to make a genuine effort, I feel like, to treat their employees well.
Yeah.
And so just being an employee and recognizing that, I'm like, okay, you know, if I do want to open up a business, or when I do open up a business,
I want to be like
exactly,
this.
I want to be like that. Or I need to have these qualities. I need to
And-
set goals. I
Yeah.
need to be a leader.
Yeah.
I need to, you know, be on time. You know, whatever the case
Yeah.
is, you can get a lot from
Exactly,
from
because
companies.
from working a job, when you become a business owner, you know how you want to be treated. So you know how your employees, you know what I'm saying, what they expect of you as a boss.
Right, exactly.
Because you know what you expected of your boss.
Exactly.
So you like try to put yourself in your employee's shoes.
Yeah,
Because you know life happens.
Right.
So.
And you learn how to I feel like I'm learning how to recognize a good employee. Like who would be a good person to be like, you know, I can train them. They could be on my team.
Exactly.
And I can help them grow. I can help them develop. Even if they don't stay with me forever. This is a good person to have on my team.
Exactly.
And that ultimately is helping my business, but them, you know, as well. So everything is not bad coming from companies, even though I felt like that
At first,
I felt like that because I feel like companies, all they wanted to do was make money.
Yeah.
And at
They
your
don't
expense.
care about how you feel, what you got going on.
Yeah, but our companies are not like that. They're not all just money hungry. Obviously, the goal of a business is to make money. At the end of the day, point blank, period. A business is there to make money, but they're not always just trying to sacrifice you to make that money.
Exactly.
And that's how I feel.
Right.
And that's not the case. Well, some people it is.
Yeah.
Some companies it is.
They don't care, but some they show empathy to their employees, which everybody got. Come on now, you know, on an everyday basis, something happening in real life to people. So it's like you have to have understanding to be a boss. Like you can't just leave your employees hanging because you want to. It's all about the money. It's all about the money.
Right.
Like just think about the time that they did make you all that money,
Right.
but they going through something right now, so that one day they miss. You know what I'm saying? So you can't just go leave them hanging.
Yeah, that's true. That is very true. I was about to say something else about companies. You know, I don't know, like if Dory is like my long lost ancient ancestor or something.
Dory Fish.
Yeah. But I'm just like forgetting.
Just keep swimming.
I'm just keep swimming.
Just keep swimming.
And everything is just like leaving my mind. Like as you're talking,
Oh, dang.
I was about to say something,
shoot.
and it's like once it's my turn to talk back, I'm just
alright, that's not a good thing. That door is
shout out to Dory.
and I shout out to Dory. Like she watches us. Shout out to Dory.
Shout out to Dory. That's my homegirl.
Thank you, dog. I shout out to Dory. That's why I need y'all know that.
Right. If y'all too young, or maybe a
Y'all
little bit too old, it's okay.
You ain't heard about Nemo then.
Exactly.
Come on.
So, like, what is your self-love journey like right now? Like, what are you doing to fall in love with yourself?
Right now I'm on a natural hair journey.
Okay, yeah, your curls is popping.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. And I'm also going to pole dancing class and working on my fitness and health.
Okay.
And just trying to get back and trying to figure out what is self-love, basically.
Right.
Like,
Yeah. Right. Yeah, that's a good question. Like, what is self-love? Like, I got this whole podcast about self-love, but we never really talked about, like, what exactly is self-love. I think self-love is treating yourself the way you would want somebody else to treat you,
Right.
and the way that you would treat somebody else.
Right.
So, like, sometimes I find myself, like I'm very, what's the word that I'm looking for? Like, I'm very careful with the way that I treat other people. But then sometimes with myself, I'm like not as careful. So I might like speak to myself like not like verbally, but like mentally or just like internally. I like speak to myself in a harsh way. And I'm like, Brandy, you would never like talk. You would never say this stuff.
Else.
Yeah,
Exactly.
you would never say that to somebody else.
So why you say that to yourself?
Yeah, so exactly. Or like sometimes I'm like, I would I would feel loved if somebody did this for me.
Right.
Or if somebody bought this for me. And then I had to like realize like I could do those things for myself. Yeah, I could treat myself, buy myself stuff, go out by myself. Even though it's kind of like different, like going out by yourself and doing stuff for yourself. But I still think that's a form of self-love because if I would want somebody to do that for me and if I would feel good if they did it for me, then that lets me know that that's how I want to be loved and I could do that for myself. I don't necessarily have to wait also somebody else. Now they could do that for me too, okay. Eventually, but until you know it's done or if it's never done, then I could just do it for myself.
It's feeling comfortable with yourself without anybody else reassuring yourself that you know what I'm saying. I'm popular. Shoot.
Right.
You ain't gotta tell me because I already know.
Yeah. That's so true because sometimes I think like if other people validate me, then I feel validated.
Right.
But it's like what if they never validate you?
Exactly.
Then it's like you just gonna be miserable forever.
Exactly. Yep.
So you have to like do that for yourself because you can't control other people. Right. You can't control how they view you or what they'll do for you. So do it for yourself.
Right.
Yeah, so what do you think? Do you think like you want to add something to what you think self-love is?
Self-love, just being happy with yourself, like I said, not allowing what somebody else think of you. To, like, don't let somebody else's judgment make you think that's how you really are.
Right.
Because you know who you are. Be confident in yourself.
Right.
Like, know who you are confidently. Don't let what somebody else say bring you down when you know it's not true.
Right. And you know something else? I was thinking this, like, these be regular people, and I just be so worried about what they think about me. Like, you is not to say it like that, because we are regular people to somebody.
Exactly.
But it's like, yeah, I'm regular to somebody, and they regular to me. So why do I care so much about what they think about me? Like, they ain't that important, and I ain't that important to them. So my opinion of them, they shouldn't be so caught up on that, just like I shouldn't be so caught up on what they think, because they just a regular. We the same. Yeah, we the same. They just like me. They got insecurities just like me. They got things that they need to work on or want to work on just like me.
And then like people, I know people that look up to like celebrities stuff. They have insecurities. You think that ain't on the self-love journey, just like us. Shoot, they probably going through more harsh things than us in the real world. So because
they get cheated on just like everybody else. They get talked about all day by people they ain't never met, never will meet. Don't know them, never had a conversation with them. So yeah, I agree. So on your self-love journey, you said that you like also a part of your self-love journey is like embracing your natural hair, doing pole dancing classes, just like being more active in general. Okay, so how long have you been on this journey?
I'd say like a month.
Okay.
I've been mentally getting myself together for my journey. A month since my baby been born. I've been like, damn, I have to be alright to know I can take care of my kids. So I have to mentally be there. I have to be alright. So that's my mental health, that's my physical health. I have to be able fit to take care of my child. Like I have to, be able to.
Right.
So I'm like, I have to take care of myself. I have to be here for my kid. I have to be healthy because I wasn't living healthy. So, and I'm not at the weight I want to be at since having children. So I'm not as confident with myself. So that's what I'm working on.
Right.
I'm working on that for myself.
Right. Okay.
Because what I'm saying, like, I'm not happy right now. I'm not happy with myself. I don't care what people say. You look good. You look good. I don't care what you say.
Yeah.
If I don't feel it myself,
right.
It's not true. It's not accurate. Yeah.
So yeah, that's good that you're doing it for you and not like for nobody else.
No, doing it for myself. Everything I do is for me and my kids.
Yeah,
so.
That's good. And I feel like your daughter, she's like still a baby, but I feel like as you're like loving yourself and doing stuff for you, that she'll pick up on that.
Exactly.
And she'll notice that and do the same.
So trying to start off while she's young.
Yeah, cause like just people in general, but especially babies, like you model after other people's behavior.
You pick up what you see.
Exactly.
Like you don't know it's a natural thing.
Right.
Even if you don't know that you're picking up on that habit or
right.
that gene that someone passed down to you, you do.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's good for her because like when you pick up stuff naturally, like something good, like self-love naturally, it's gonna be like just a part of her. So she don't even have to think about it.
Yeah.
Whereas like for me, I'm like picking up on this like self-love when I'm older, so I have to put more effort into it.
As you go.
Yeah, but like if you introduce it to a baby, it's like that's all they know. So then they'll continue on that as they get older, and then they might have it easier. Obviously, life is gonna have, you're gonna have some type of trials or tribulations or whatever. Life is never gonna be perfect, but in that area, that she could it'd be easier for her compared to other kids that she go to school with or in general that just wasn't around that type of role model. So that's good for her and good for you. Okay, so yeah, for my self-love journey, I am working on, like you said, like fitness and being healthy. I'm also like, I've been on a natural hair journey since like high school. Like it's still, I don't know, my hair just, it's still just a journey. Like even though I've been doing it for years, it's still a journey. But I am on a natural hair journey and I love like my natural hair.
Me too. Love it. I'm learning to embrace it. So
yeah. It's like a lot though. Like it's a lot to do.
Oh, I spent $70 on hair products.
Yeah, it's expensive.
I was like, but it's like, it's going to be worth it at the end. Yeah. So I'm like, you have to like, you get what you put out, there. So you want some good hair, you gotta spend that money. Right,
exactly. And another part of my my self-love journey for me that I'm going to work on is just like, I feel like enjoying life more.
Yes.
Like, a lot of times I'm like by myself, and I said that in another episode, like I like being by myself.
Me too.
I do. Yeah, I like being by myself to a certain extent.
Yeah.
But sometimes I overdo it. Like sometimes, like I just be like alone to the point where it's like I feel lonely. And I feel like I'm not like enjoying my life as much as I could be. Yeah.
You should be.
So that's a part of my self-love journey that I'm going to start working on. Just like hanging out more. I'm not saying that I got to go to the club and be drinking and smoking and
Yeah. And that's part of my self-love journey too. I should have said that. Traveling. So
yes, that's what
I'm going to Jamaica with my sisters. Okay, my cousin.
Wagwan.
I don't know what that means.
That's what they say in
Florida for Easter when I'm taking my baby. Like that's part of self-love also. Traveling, seeing the world because it's more out of where you live at.
Yeah. And traveling is so fun.
Yes.
Like I love traveling. Like I would go like I wish I could live in another country. Not forever, but like for like a year or two. Yeah. Like I would love that. Like it would be so fun to me.
I would also love that. I would have to know about the background of the area.
No, I'm just going. Cause
I'm scared.
I'm just going, see what happens. I might move to Ukraine. Who knows? That's one place I'm not going. I'm not going to Ukraine. What else? North Korea.
Yeah.
I'm not going there, but other places.
Yeah.
I would definitely go. So yeah, I'm just trying to enjoy life more, and not saying like I do like to travel, but not saying that I gotta go travel every weekend because that's just not. That's not realistic.
I wish it was.
Yeah, I wish it was too. But doing stuff like, you know, just going to events or going to the movies, just stuff, just little stuff. It could be simple stuff, but just getting out the house, being around people, and just enjoying life, enjoying my family, and yeah. Because I really like, when I think back about like times with my family, like it could be just like a day at the beach. Like it could be just like a really nice day though, when it's just like good energy, like y'all just laughing, it's nice weather, like stuff like that is stuff that I remember. And for me, that's like enjoying life.
Exactly.
So yeah, I want to do more stuff like that. And so in season 1, I feel like I talked a lot about, like I identify a lot of the stuff that I need to work on. Like I know it, what I need to do. So for this next stage, season 2, like I'm gonna actually like work on doing that stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah, cause love is a feeling, but it's also an action.
Right.
So you have to like, you gotta do both. Cause if you just say that you love yourself, that's just like a person. Like if they tell you they love you,
they
but
can say
don't,
it all day.
Yeah, but they don't.
Not acting
Exactly. It's not a complete thing. It's like, okay, like I believe you a little bit, but it's not all the way there because I don't get the full thing.
Exactly.
So it's the same for yourself.
Sure.
So on that note, I'm a little parched. I'm gonna take a sip. Let's see how this tastes.
15 minutes for this.
Oh, this is strong.
Margarita, you did a good job.
This is good. Okay, for everybody 21 and over.
Sorry, Des.
Grab some wine with us and sip.
Do a little cheers.
Okay, this is good. Oh, this is good. I'm gonna get this again. You know, one thing I was thinking that would be fun is like going to a wine tasting.
Oh yeah.
I feel like that would be fun because I was at the grocery store today, like buying wine for the, for the show, and I'm like, I don't really know about wine.
Yeah,
like,
I'm just. Me, I'm like.
So I feel like for personal and for business, because it's like my business, but it's also personal.
Yeah.
I could do a wine tasting and I could know, what to sip on.
That would be fun.
That would be fun. Would you go?
Heck yeah.
Okay, we could go. We could go because I would enjoy that. All right. So now you see how I said that. All right. So.
All right. Moving along.
Okay. So, dang, I don't know what else to say. All right. So we're also going to talk about me and Diamond, our relationship, cousinship, friendship, and how it's kind of like the journey of our relationship, basically. So hold on, let me prepare. Let me take a minute.
Guess I should drink with her. Cheers, y'all.
Cheers. Okay. So me and Diamond are cousins. We are what? Second cousins? It don't matter. We cousins.
I'm pretty sure you're first cousins because your mom is my auntie. So.
No, me and your mama are first cousins.
Oh, okay. Well, you got it.
So we cousins. We cousins some way, somehow.
Cousins, okay.
So I feel like you have cousins and then you have cousins that are also friends.
Yeah.
So like some cousins are just cousins, but then you got cousins that's like y'all hang out and all of that. So what was this like? Maybe like what, 6 years ago? I don't even know how long it's been. Okay, that seems like a long time. But at one point in time, me and Diamond was cousin friends. And we was like this, like cousin friends like this. Yeah. And then, I really don't know what happened.
Me neither.
At one point in time.
Life happens. I mean. Yeah. In real life, like, life happens.
Yeah. We
you
don't
can't even put your finger on what happened.
Exactly.
Like, somebody asks you, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Just like,
all I know is at one point in time, she was real mad at me, I was real mad at her, and then we just stopped talking for like years. Like, years. Like, just one day we just stopped talking. We stopped being cousins. We stopped being friends.
Stopped being cousins. That ain't even right.
That's why I call her my long lost cousin, because we just like stopped communication. We just was not dealing with each other at all. Yeah. And it just like for me, like I said, I have always struggled with like forgiving people and just like moving on. Yeah. So I think that was the part that I played and like why it went on for so long, because I just always felt like if I don't mess with you, I don't mess with you, and it's just it is what it is. It'll stay like that forever. Right.
And then for me, it's like everybody wants you to be the bigger person, be the bigger person, and say something first, but it's like. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I ain't about to, she ain't giving in, well, I'm giving in, like, type stuff. But, like, that's petty. Right. That's real petty. Like, But as you grow, you learn and you understand and you see. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not the same person I was before I had kids. I can honestly say that. I have changed a lot. Like, for those people that know me, that have been around me through this transition of me having kids, they know, everybody know. Anybody can tell you right now, like, I'm not the same. So I've grown, you know what I'm saying? So if I hurt your feelings anyway, I'm sorry.
Right.
And I'm adult enough to say that because we're grown now. Like,
Right.
mistakes happen, you know what I'm saying? People lose connection, then grow apart, but then they come back together. Like, if it's meant to be, if they both genuine, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's it.
Exactly. Yeah, I agree. I definitely want, like, as we move forward, I want it to be like, you know, genuine. Like, I don't want it to be like we have, you know, halfway back cool. Like, if we're gonna do it, like, I want it to be like, you know,
real. There's no point in doing it if you're not doing it to your, like, if it's not real, genuine. I'm not, like,
we able to move on. Whatever happened, it's over.
Exactly.
And now you can just move forward. And I think for me, that's what it was too. Like, I'm a Taurus. I don't know if that has something to do with it. Like, my mama always told me I was stubborn. I don't really think so, but maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe I am. But I just wasn't, like, you know, before I just wasn't able to move on. Like, I just wasn't able to stop being mad.
Yeah.
And like you say, as you get older, you grow. And I just was like, I wouldn't want nobody to treat me like that. Like, I wouldn't want nobody to just cut me off, like, forever over one thing.
And then seeing each other at family events and, like,
it being like
standing right there next to each other.
So act like we don't, like we didn't grow up with each other. Like, that's not right.
Yeah.
Like,
and I wouldn't want nobody to treat me like that. I want to be treated like that. I can't treat nobody else
exactly.
like that. And so I feel like I realized that a while ago, but it still did just take me time. And then on top of that, I didn't want it to be, what's the word, disingenuous or ingenuine?
Yeah.
I didn't want it to be ingenuous. So when I felt like, okay, I can really move on and let it go, then that's when
it's the wrong time.
It's the right time. Yeah, the right time.
Wait, what?
I said when I feel like I can really, like, fully move on and let it go, then that's the right time.
Exactly.
But before that, like, people would tell me, like, Brady, that's your cousin, you know, that's your cousin.
I hate when people do that.
And it's like, we still people at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's not a label to a person.
Yeah.
People are people.
Exactly.
It don't matter if your cousin, your mom, your auntie, your grandma. People are people.
Right.
So it's like,
So I didn't want it to be like, well, she my cousin, so I gotta act like I'm not mad no more, because I know that I am, and I know if I'm around her, I'm not gonna be a real person. I'm not gonna have a real connection with her, and I don't like being fake to people, and I don't like. Like, I feel like if I don't mess with you, then I just don't.
That's what it is.
And then if I decide, or in the future when we're able to move on, then we'll do that. But until then, I'm gonna just keep it, keep it separate. I feel like that's the best way. I mean, what you think?
Clearly, that's the same thing I'm on. Like, there's no point of being around somebody, and if you still feel the type of way, and y'all can't talk it out.
Right.
Like,
Exactly.
there's no point.
Yeah. But you know what really did it for me, though? I ain't gonna lie. This happened with you and another family member. It's them babies. Like, when y'all had kids, and I just be like...
Kids ain't even know that.
I be like, oh, like, I don't want to, like, not... Yeah. I don't want to, like, not, like, be mad at the kid because it ain't mama.
And you want to see the baby so bad. That's fair.
And it's like you talked about, like, how you lost your first baby.
Right.
And it was like, we wasn't talking at that point.
Exactly.
And I had never met her. And I felt bad. So then when you had Soraya, I'm like, okay, like, I don't want this to continue. Like, like, I didn't get to meet your first baby, and it's like, I just didn't like that. I didn't like that. I was so mad to the point that I missed out on meeting your kid.
Right.
And so when you had Soraya, I'm like, I think this is like
the perfect.
Like, I can try.
Try to mend, And I agree. I totally agree. Because that's, babies do that, I guess, clearly. I mean, that's in any relationship, even if it's not your kid.
Right.
Because you want to have a bond with the kid.
Yeah. And I don't want to be that angry. So I'm like, mad at a baby. Like,
right. Oh, come on now.
Like, come on. Are you that mad, Brady? Like, you mad at a baby? Like, for real? Like, come on now.
Like, for real, you stupid.
Like, you just got to let it go. You got to move on. And I feel like us, like, sitting down, like, this is the first time that we ever talked about it. But I feel like us having this conversation it's just, to me, it just makes it just, better.
Yeah,
to be able to have, like,
you can't move on forgiving without having a conversation about it. I don't believe you can never move on with a person, anybody, without having a conversation with them about how you feel.
Right.
Like, you have to validate your feelings to them.
Right.
And if they accept it, and if they don't, then they don't. Right. I mean, you at least you reached out and did that.
Right.
But it's how, if they reciprocated like how you wanted, then that's cool, be around it. But at least they showed you when you was real with them.
Right.
So
Yeah, but that can be hard though.
Yeah, very
like
hard.
To really tell somebody like, I was this mad at you because of this and this. Like that can be hard. Yeah. It's like uncomfortable.
Because then sometimes people just don't accept that they were wrong.
Right.
Instead, they want to twist it back on you, and then you looking like a fool once again still. Right. So I understand that, sure, because I'm working on a lot. I'm more forgiving. So
yeah. So forgiveness is like hard for you too.
Yeah, it's kind of, sort of. It's like to an extent. Like, I don't know. And then when you forgive somebody, they think they can continue to do the same thing over and over. Yeah. That's what type of relationships I do not like. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm like at a point right now where in my life, like, I'm going to tell you how I feel. And if you don't like it and if you don't accept it, then I can't be around you. Because I'm on, like I said, I'm really on a self-love journey. Right. So I'm like, I was so excited to be on your show. Like, when I found out about the podcast, I'm like, can I be on it? Can I be on it? Because that's what I'm really going through. This is right here is my real life. I'm really on a self-love journey. I'm really trying to figure out what's going on, what I need to do, like, for real. So yeah,
well, that's good. I'm glad to have you. And that's like, maybe we could come back and see like in a couple months like where you at on your self-love journey.
I hope I'm further than right now.
Yeah, because that's exactly what I want this podcast to be like. Us all, like my guests, my listeners, me, like we just all going on our self-love journeys together and just, you know, talking about it and keeping track of it, like kind of like that Kanye documentary, right? Where you can see like his progress over time, and not this podcast would be the same thing. Exactly. Like, a year from now, you could see where you was at and be like, dang, that's how I was.
Because I got everybody listening. My friend in Texas, she wanted me to tell you, like, did you tell her that I was listening when you was listening?
Oh, hey, girl in Texas.
Kasia, she listening.
Hey, Kasia.
Well, when we play it, but yeah, she wanted me to let her know.
Hey, Kasia, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Yeah. Okay.
So I got people listening because people going through the same. You never know that someone's going through the same thing you going through. Not even that they're going through the same thing, but their goal or they're trying to do something also with their life. Like the self-love thing is like a real thing for people in general, not just women. Yeah. But everybody. Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to get some more male guests on the show. Yeah, we need to find some because self-love is for men also. Like, don't forget about the men because they are important. Shoot, you know what I'm saying? If we can help them to be better for us, you know what I'm saying? Yes, that's so true. Because sometimes I be thinking, like, do men, like, not understand, like, how important they are? Like, I feel like sometimes maybe they don't understand. They can. I don't, like, some of them don't know, but that's what I'm thinking. Like, as a man, like, as a father, or, like, as a husband, or whatever role you play in society in general, like, sometimes I just think, like, the way, at least from my experience and what I've just seen, like, on TV and just other people in relationships in general, like, it just seems like men tend to fall short a lot of times. I don't know, maybe it's just not all men, obviously, but men fall short sometimes when it comes to, like, being a father. I would just say that, just being a father, and it just makes me think, like, you can't understand, like, the role that you play, or, like, how important your presence is, because if you did, I would think that you would show up in a different type of way. And so I try to just be like it can be frustrating, it can be disappointing, but at the same time I try to be like, I guess I try to have empathy. Yeah. Because for you to just not understand, like, your importance, that's kind of, like, sad. Yeah, it is sad, but it's like, well, we gotta keep doing it. Yeah. What empathy do they have for us? What? Do they though? Do they though? I'm asking. I don't know. Sure. What you mean, like as fathers, or not as relationship? Not even as fathers, as a friend. How about that? As a friend, right? That's what I'm saying. Do you have a lot of gentleman friends? I really don't have a lot of men in my life in general. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. Don't get me to Yeah, we're gonna sip to that because that's a whole nother topic day episode. Yeah, but self-love, like I said, is not just for women. We need our men to be involved because y'all like this important. Right. Loving yourself is important, period. That's how you can love other people. Like
Exactly,
if you don't love
yeah.
yourself, you cannot love nobody else.
Yeah,
You can't
that's
tell me that you do.
Yeah, I agree.
You really cannot. You can't tell me that you do. So that's why I'm saying self-love for guys is important, because they want to act like they want to have a girlfriend and be in love and all that, but you can't. You don't even love yourself.
Right.
How you gonna love somebody else?
Yeah.
You don't love me. You don't love yourself. I can't love you because I'm not at a point where I'm loving myself.
Right.
I don't want to love nobody more than I love myself. But Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior, and my kids.
Yeah.
So
I agree. I definitely agree.
okay.
And it's like when you love yourself, you know what feel good, and
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
so you could give that to somebody else.
Mhm.
But if you don't love yourself, you don't necessarily know like what feels good,
Yeah.
or what can lift somebody, what can make somebody else feel love because you never had it.
Yeah, and that's why I can't be in a relationship right now, because I'm worried. I'm not where I need to be to worry about somebody else. Like I gotta figure myself out
Yeah.
before I love someone else.
Yeah, well, at least you know that, and
Yeah.
at least you real enough with yourself
Yeah.
to be like, I'm not at a point
I am.
where I can be in a
Too real.
relationship right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like that's a big part of self-love, like being real with yourself.
Yeah.
And just being like, look, this is what I need to do, this is what I'm not doing, this is what I need to do to get there.
Exactly.
I feel like that's like the biggest part of self-love to me.
And then we talking about forgiveness. I need to forgive myself. You know what I'm saying?
For
Like,
what?
just like you allowing people to allowing people to do things to make you think a certain way about yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Just forgive myself. I'm working on forgiving myself. Anything, put myself through stuff that I know I don't deserve, and that's self-love. Like owning up, like you didn't deserve that. You know that you deserve better. So forgiving myself.
Yeah.
Because like if I don't forgive myself, I can't forgive nobody around me. I'm working on myself. So
Yeah, I agree. I feel like I need to forgive myself as well, because I try to be like perfect.
yeah.
And I didn't realize that. Like I never thought that I was like a perfectionist. But I don't know what it was. I think it was like me being at work or something, and I just like was making mistakes at work, and that's when I realized like I feel like I need to be perfect, because as I was making those mistakes, I would be like, I would feel bad because I'm like, I should be here, like I should be all the way up here, but I'm not a perfect person.
Exactly.
You know, I make mistakes. I'm in a job where I'm learning. You know what I'm saying? It's new to me, and so just trying to be perfect made me feel like anxious, made me feel bad about myself because I have such a high expectation. And it's like, it ain't the end of the world if you mess up at work.
It's not. Because you live and you learn. You just trying to figure it out.
And if they fire you, shoot, you'll get another job.
Get another job real quick, okay?
But no, they're not gonna fire me. Let's not say that. But yeah, like, it's not the end of the world if you make a mistake. You just learn from your mistake and you move on. You might make another mistake after that, a different mistake.
Exactly.
Just learn. Yeah. I also wanted to talk about, like, as we talk about forgiveness, like why I think, not why it's so hard for me to forgive, but why it's so easy for me to let people go.
Okay.
And a part of that I feel like is because at a young age I felt like I was like abandoned a little bit by like people who I was really close with, and so that made it easy for me to just be like, I don't need nobody.
Right.
Like, you want to leave, like, bye.
Yeah.
Like, it don't make no difference to me. Like, you can leave, and I don't care.
Yeah.
Where deep down inside, it's like a part of me was like hurt.
Like,
yeah, like a part of me was hurt from when I was a kid, where I feel like people who I was close with kind of left me.
Right.
But I guess like as a defense mechanism, I don't know what you call it, or just like the way that I processed it, I just always felt like I don't need nobody. Like, if you want to leave, bye. Like, I don't need you. I don't got to talk to you ever again in life.
Exactly.
I'll be okay. But it's like, that's not a good way to be.
handle things.
Yeah, like, everybody don't deserve. Now, some people do deserve to get cut off. Like, that's some people do deserve to just be like, bye.
See you.
Because if people disturb your peace, or they constantly bring you like negativity, I feel like those people deserve
to be around.
Yeah, I feel like they can be cut off. But that's not the case for everybody.
Right.
Like, I had a friend in middle school, I cut that girl off. Like, I cut her off so bad. But I just always have been like that. I think she was mad because I had made other friends. And I was like, okay, girl, bye. You got a problem?
You can't be weird like that.
Yeah.
Don't be weird.
But thinking back, if I had a middle school friend, or not a middle school, like a middle school family member, and they was in that same situation, I would probably tell them like, don't cut your friend off. Like
talk to her,
just talk to her. Like she probably just wanna be your friend, and maybe she
got her own make other friends.
Yeah,
so
she probably got her own issues.
Like,
yeah. So she might be feeling the way about you making friends with somebody else. But if you just talk to her and be like, hey girl, like, I do like being friends with you, but I got other friends too.
Exactly.
So I can't just like, I don't want you to feel like I can't have other friends because first of all, I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
But second of all, like, you shouldn't feel a way about that. But I didn't have to just be like, bye girl, like, don't talk to me ever again. I just stopped talking to the girl. I was like, oh, she got a problem, all right, bye.
Okay, thank you.
Like, and that's just been my pattern.
Yeah.
Like when we was, when we had our issue, I was like, okay, bye. I ain't gotta talk to her. Like, it is what it is. And I have just done that to like other people, just in general. And it was really bad. That's when I knew it was bad. It was a point where I was like mad at my mom, and I was like, I don't need her.
Oh, she's not the mom of you.
Yes. And I had to catch, like, when I felt that, when I thought that in my mind, that's when I had caught myself. Yeah, and I'm like, okay, Brady, like, you got a problem. Yeah. Like, you feel like you cut your mom off.
You doing
you overdoing it. Mm-hmm. So then when I had that thought, then I'm like, okay, I need to rethink this. I need to figure out where I'm going wrong at, because I can't cut everybody.
Yeah.
My mama.
Your mama, you doing too much. I know your mama. My mama.
I never told her this. I never told nobody this.
Yeah. She gonna
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But
I don't mind to baby like that. She did that to you.
But that needs to happen for
it
me.
do be like to reevaluate yourself.
For me to realize, exactly.
That's what how it be sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Now I know I'm doing too much. I'm about to cut my mama off.
Exactly.
Somebody that burped you, baby.
Exactly.
It ain't that serious.
Yeah, it's not. Exactly, it's not that serious.
Yeah.
Like, you could be mad, but you ain't gotta be like, I never need to see you. I don't want to kick it with you, skate.
Okay,
nothing.
you like ATL.
Like,
you like ATL.
yeah, like I don't have to take it to that degree.
That's how people make you want to feel sometimes. Like, dang. Like,
yeah.
I don't want to be around you.
Some people do, and I ain't gonna lie. Some people deserve it.
Yeah.
Cause they just not for you. You're not for them, and it is what it is. So it's good and it's bad. Cause when people need to get cut off, I can cut them off.
Right.
But sometimes I cut off people too quick.
Yeah.
And it's like,
instead of just giving them a chance and hearing them out, see what they saying.
Yeah.
It'd be like that.
So I mean, it's a learning process. It's a learning journey. So it is what it is. Okay, OSLS community, we are moving on to our self-love deck segment of the show. This is kind of like my favorite part of the show. Okay. So for anybody who's new to the show, every episode we pull a card from the self-love deck, and me and my guests answer the question right off the spot. So let's read the question. You want to read it?
The question of the day is, what 3 boundaries do you place during dating, and what's the plan to bind yourself to them?
That's a good question.
Okay. Well, I haven't dated in a long time, but when I do start dating, because very soon I will.
Follow her on the gram.
Follow me on the gram. _2STOEO.
What is it?
I don't know. 2 stones, okay?
Yeah, we gonna put her at.
Yeah, at me. Just put the at under my picture.
Okay, she on Christian Mingle, Bumble,
okay,
Tinder.
no longer and I need to add. Yeah, let me know.
She gonna be on the picture posting about them.
Period. Okay, so what 3 boundaries I have is a person to be real, genuine, real and genuine about their situation. If you dating me and other people, I mean, let me know, because I could be doing the same thing. Like,
exactly.
It might be, we doing the same thing.
Exactly.
That's what the dating world is all about. So just being real and communicating. Communication also.
Right, yeah.
Not communicating is going to be a boundary. Also, not communicate with me. Like, how do you think we can go forth? We can't.
Yeah.
We're not.
Yeah.
So, not communicating to me, that's going to be a boundary that I put up. Like, if you can't communicate, you can't be around me.
Yeah, communicating and being real, I feel like go hand in hand. Because if you can't be real, you don't communicate.
You're not communicating.
And if you don't communicate, 9 times out of 10, you're not being real.
Exactly. Because exactly. Okay. And another one is respect. Respecting others, respecting yourself. Shoot, if you don't respect your mama, why would you respect me? And I've learned that. And it's just that's what I'm looking for when I'm dating. Like, how do you treat your mama?
Right. Or how do you treat people in general?
Yeah, people in general.
Like, I hate rude people. Like, just rude for no reason.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Because I'm working on that also. Like, I don't want to be rude to nobody. Especially when people want you to be rude. But that's another thing. Respecting. That's going to be the second one. And the third one is not allowing the guy to validate how I feel. So I say I feel something. Invalidate. I'm sorry. So if I say I feel some type of way, you're trying to switch my words around and make it seem like I said something else. No, I'm not about to be around with you. You're not going to tell me how I feel. If I told you how I feel, you're trying to change it around. That's enough. It's not about to happen.
Right. Okay, yeah, those are 3 good ones. I agree. I definitely agree with being real. Like, I feel like that's across the board with dating, friendships, whatever. Like, at work, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, just gotta be real. And like we talked about earlier, that can be hard sometimes. And maybe that's why sometimes when you dating, guys are not real. Like, maybe they're just not comfortable. I don't know.
It could be about themselves. It's not even about you. It's about their own self.
Exactly. So yeah, I definitely agree with being real and respectful. Like, I just hate real people in general. Like, that's one of my biggest pet peeves. Like, just real people. Like, why are you here? Alright, so what are my 3 boundaries that I would place during dating? Okay. My first boundary is you gotta have a real legitimate job, okay?
Yeah.
So I'm like Craig Daddy. The word of the day is job. J-O-B. Okay? You can't be a jugger, a finesser, a scammer. You can't be swiping cards. You got pieces here. No. I don't want none of that.
Okay.
I don't care. I would rather have somebody that's like making less money but got a real legitimate job. Or you working on a business, whatever the case is, you got a trade. But if you are basically a professional thief, no.
Fast money always not good.
Yes, no. I don't like that. I think it's very unattractive. The dudes in Detroit love scamming, and it's like, no, it's not cute. Like, what's stopping you from getting a job? Like, you ain't handicapped, you ain't slow. Like,
clearly you ain't slow, you still in somebody else's money. So
nothing stopping you from going to work.
You got big money more than what you
Right. Nothing is stopping you, but yet you don't go to work. You just rather steal from people. Like, no. And I might be next.
Okay.
And I got that bag.
Okay, good. Okay, let me go to that bank. Go to that bank real quick.
Like, no, I just think it's unattractive. And it's like, you're not, I feel like I'm not going to say you're not a good person, but I feel like you don't have integrity.
Yeah.
And I'm not that type of person. I don't want to be with somebody.
Right, do that. Exactly.
Like, no. So just have a job. Okay, you ain't got to be the richest man on the planet, but have a job. A real job. All right, my second boundary is, what's my second boundary? Let me think. What's my second boundary? My second boundary in dating, okay, I know the second boundary. My second boundary is not making me feel like I'm second best or like I'm your second option. Like you said, it's a part of dating to like date multiple people. I get it, whatever. Ideally, I would be dating somebody that's not dating nobody else. Like, in the ideal world, I don't know. That's not realistic.
Well, like I said, I'm getting out there, so I'll let you know when I get out there how they be doing it.
Okay, yeah, because
I'm not sure how they do it, but 10 times out of 10, everybody dating everybody, so.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really realistic. But either way it goes, my boundary is that I don't want to allow anybody else to make me feel like I'm second best, because I have felt like that before in the past. And it's a horrible feeling. Like, it's a horrible feeling. I don't ever want to feel like that again, so that's the boundary that I set up. Like,
because if you messing with me, them, every time I'm gonna feel like a queen. I don't care. Because when it comes to our time, I'm gonna treat you like,
right, exactly.
It's just you.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna make you feel second best.
Exactly.
So I shouldn't allow it.
You might be.
Right.
But you ain't got none of that. That's my business.
Like one time I had met this boy at, where was we at? We was at Lowe's, bro. He was so cute. Anyway, so I had texted him. I'm like, you single? He like, no, I got a girlfriend. I said, what?
So why he give you a number?
So that automatically put me at second place.
Yeah.
Like, no.
And he thought that was okay. He thought that was
He thought that was okay. And I'm like, no.
Yeah, sure.
Like, you got a whole girlfriend. And what am I about to do?
Exactly.
Like, what is you doing?
You think that you have no worth? You know what
I'm like, boy, you gotta come better than that. Nah, you should have lied in that situation.
Okay, no, girlfriend, no problem.
Right,
but there we go. He kept it real though.
Yeah, he did.
So
It's
like some people would date somebody with a girlfriend. So he kept it real with you, and it's like I said, you take it how you. Somebody tell you the truth, you take it how you want to take it.
Yeah.
Then you run with it, or you.
Exactly.
Like you said, bye.
Yeah, that's true.
I get my own man.
Right. Like, it's not gonna hurt me.
Okay.
So y'all did tell me. I was like, yeah, I think that's cool that you kept it real, but no.
No, exactly. That ain't me. Because somebody might say yes to this.
Yeah, somebody.
Like you said, on.
Yeah, he was careful. Okay, and my third boundary when it comes to dating. That's a good question. What is my third boundary? What did I say my other one was? I said, have a job. Don't make me feel second best. What's the other one? Did you remember?
The walls. You don't hear nothing we say.
What was the other one?
I forgot too, bro.
Have a job. Oh, don't waste my time.
Oh, here you go.
Yeah.
That was the first one, actually. That was
Yeah. Okay, you still recording? Okay, and my third boundary when it comes to dating is, please do not. I will not allow you to waste my time.
Please don't.
And like you don't have an idea of like what you want from dating. You don't have an idea of like what you want in a relationship, what you want in your life in general. Like, no, you're not about to waste my time. You're not about to be calling me, texting me what you doing all day. You're not trying to get to know me on like a real level. You're not trying to take me out on a date. You just want to hit my phone up all day and really irritate me. Because I'll be irritated. Like, why do you keep calling?
Yeah,
what?
I've been doing the same thing I've been doing the last 45 minutes you asked me.
Exactly. Like,
Ain't nothing changed.
So if you just keep calling me with like no real purpose, and you just want to keep talking to me with no real purpose, like you don't want to really date, or you don't even if it's not dating me, you don't have it in your mind that you want to be in a relationship and you want to see where it goes. You just like you just going with the flow. I just feel like no. Like,
yeah, you're not trying to put nothing more than I'm putting. Like, you're not doing. You're showing me nothing.
Yeah,
what are you showing me?
Exactly. Because if you don't have no purpose and you're not like, I feel like that's really the boundary. Like, if you're not taking me out on a date, like I'm not about to allow that.
Yeah.
Like you just want my energy or you just want my attention just to have it, and you not like making me feel like like a girl wanting to be winding up.
Okay,
like go on dates, like
take me out,
ask me out
to dinner.
What he said? Hey, yo, Joe. I don't even remember what he said. But yeah, take me out to dinner. Like, if you can't do, I feel like if you can't take me out, you can't do nothing.
Yeah, that's
or
the least you can do.
Yeah, that's the least. That's literally the least.
Plan a date. You need to take me out. Plan a date. It could be a cheap, simple date, but thought out. Like,
yeah, thoughtful.
Exactly. Like, you thought about it.
Yeah, I agree.
And you tried.
Exactly. Oh, that just made me think another boundary. If you don't respond to my texts or stuff, that's a boundary. Like, you're not about to be ignoring me.
Yeah, because what did you do?
You got like
that much.
Yeah. You got like once or twice.
That phone in your hand is 2022 and you telling me you ain't seen me call or text you. Then that's another thing with people. Like, you seen me text you. Just keep it real. Like I said, keep it real. You don't want to answer. You was doing something else. Right?
And that goes to not making me feel second best. Because I feel like if you ain't texting me back, what are you doing? Texting? You ignoring me. Okay. You talking to somebody else. And
then you got me jumping to conclusions. Not acting crazy.
And we don't want that. So those are my 3 boundaries. Have a job. Don't waste my time.
Yeah.
And what's the last one?
It's so out of order. I don't even know.
Don't waste my time. Have a real job. And dang, what did I say?
I just know I said keep it real. Communication, respect.
And anyway, if you want to recall what we said, rewind it. Oh yeah, don't make me feel second best. Thank you, cameraman. That's why he get paid the big bucks. That's why you get paid the big bucks. $20 an episode.
You looking like you don't get paid that much. You looking at that much. Now turn the camera so you can see his face.
Look, he in middle school. That's big bucks. Okay.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm gonna sip on
that. He making more than
I'm an employer.
Most
okay?
teenagers.
I'm an employer. Okay. I'm gonna sip on that. So yeah, those are our 3 boundaries. Okay, but how will we bind ourselves to them?
As soon as I feel like that you lying or not keeping it real, it's nothing to talk about.
Yep.
As soon as you prove yourself to not.
Exactly. That's a good thing because I feel like sometimes we tend to like assume, or at least me, sometimes I tend to assume everybody a liar. Which a lot of times people do lie.
Yeah.
But it's like they haven't until they give you a reason to feel like they lying, then you kind of gotta trust people.
Exactly. Yeah.
But once they give you that openness to be like, okay, this not adding up. Then you can be like, okay, I don't trust you.
Because 9 times out of 10, you know what you think. You know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not crazy. People might make it seem like you, because you add it up right, but you're not crazy. You know what's going on.
Right, yeah.
Come on now.
Exactly. So, I feel like for me, I feel like you got like 2-3 weeks. If you don't take me on a date in 2-3 weeks, like, bye.
I feel like as soon as you get my number, you ain't asking me to go on a date again.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
so 2-3 weeks is too long.
No, I'm saying though, like, I'm not saying take me on a date that week, but I'm saying like you ain't said nothing about
right. Like, how long do it take?
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't need my mom to drop me off. We not like, you know.
Like, we too grown. I'm
movies.
pushing 30, baby. I can't.
You was not pushing 30.
I'm pushing 30, baby. I cannot. I can't.
Yeah, like you gotta. It's the time limit.
And
I feel like after that time limit,
I just like I'm getting old.
I feel like that too.
Like,
I'm about to be 25.
I'm gonna be 26, pushing 30.
Yeah.
Pushing 30. Like,
It's still young, but it's starting to feel
it's young,
old.
yeah. Because now you're like, oh shoot, I got so much to do. But it's like, not a lot of time, but it's time. But.
And as far as you being a scammer, I'm calling employers.
I'm calling them.
I'm calling managers.
I need to see your resume.
I need a reference.
A real resume. Not you putting your homeboy phone number on there saying that's your old boss.
I'm gonna pull up.
I did that before.
I'm gonna pull up and be like, you know this boy right here? What he be doing that work? He work here?
Matter of fact, I need to see you in uniform. I need to come up there on your lunch break to make sure you want to fly back in.
Yeah, I need to check. Because they be talking about, yeah, they got a job. No, you don't. No, you don't.
Yeah, I'm at work right now.
So I'll be on the phone with you. That's the real good. But okay, so yeah, that's how I would bind them to that. Calling employees, checking resumes.
Crazy.
And hey,
might not have a man after that, but it's okay.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. Okay, so that wraps up this episode of our self-love story with Diamond. I feel like this is a really good episode. I'm glad that we like finally got a chance to just like put everything on the table and talk about it and like start like a new cousin friendship, you know?
Yep, and this is the realest it's gonna get right here. We didn't practice this. So.
No, we did not practice this at all. I was kind of nervous.
I was real nervous. I was at home like practicing in my head. I promise you, like this was a real.
Yeah.
Like I'm calling Jasmine and I'm like, oh my god, I'm about to go on Pretty Podcast. I'm so nervous. I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Because I don't.
Yeah, Jasmine is our other cousin. I got a lot of cousins.
Yeah.
Like
hopefully they get to make it on the show.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can do a show together.
Yeah, that would be fun. Yeah,
that would be. Everybody be over here cracking up.
Yeah, that would be a good episode. But okay, y'all, this wraps up this episode. Make sure to follow Diamond on
follow
Instagram.
Me _2 STONEZZZ. 2 stones.
Yes, that's because her name is Diamond Jade.
Okay, if you don't get it, you never get it.
So yeah, thank you for staying tuned and be sure to tune into next week's episode. Bye.
Bye. See y'all. Peace up. Calm down.
Thank you for tuning into this week's episode of Our Self-Love Story. I hope this content helps you as you embark on your own self-love journey. Please rate and review the show and join the OSLS community conversation on YouTube today. Your post could be our next conversation starter. Stay tuned for next week's episode coming Saturday at 1 p.m.